Imagine being able to grow your wealth entirely tax-free while investing in the stock market. That's exactly what the Roth IRA allows American investors to do. But here in India, our tax saving options are mostly fixed income and offer little protection against inflation. So, what if India had its own Roth IRA? Would it change the way we save and invest? Today, let's explore why India lacks a market linked, tax efficient product like the Roth IRA and how our current tax saving instruments fall short, and whether this places an unfair burden on Indian savers. Governments offer tax saving instruments to encourage people to save for the long term. Whether it's for retirement, education, or healthcare, the goal is to provide financial security. In India, schemes like the PPF and EPF serve an additional purpose. They help the government channel household savings into infrastructure and development projects. So, while we think of these as tools for personal finance, they are also crucial for national development. Many of these tax saving instruments in India follow what is called the EEE model, which is exempt at contribution, exempt at growth, and exempt at withdrawal. Take the Public Provident Fund or PPF for example. PPF offers a return of about 7.1% annually, which is entirely tax free. The lock in period is 15 years, extendable in 5-year blocks, and you can contribute a maximum of 1.5 lakh per year. Contributions qualify for a deduction under Section 80C, and the interest and maturity proceeds are tax free. It is a secure long term option, but the fixed returns barely beat inflation, and the long lock in limits liquidity. Then there's the Employees Provident Fund or EPF, which provides a return of about 8.15% annually. Contributions are mandatory for a salaried employee earning up to 15,000 rupees per month, with both employee and employer contributing 12% of the basic salary. The funds are accessible upon retirement or after 5 years of continuous service for tax free withdrawals. While EPF is an excellent retirement tool, it primarily benefits salaried individuals and has limited flexibility for emergencies. For parents of girl children, the Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana or SSY is another tax saving option. It offers a return of about 8% and contributions between 250 rupees and 1.5 lakh rupees per year are allowed. The account matures when the girl turns 21 or marries after 18 with partial withdrawals permitted for education or marriage expenses. While the scheme is tax free and designed to promote savings for a girl child's future, it is restricted to a very specific use case. Now, if you're a salaried employee looking to contribute beyond the EPF limit, you can opt for the Voluntary Provident Fund or VPF, which offers the same 8.15 return as EPF, with contributions eligible for a deduction under Section 80C and interest being tax free if held for 5 years. The main drawback is that the employer contributions do not increase with VPF, making it a purely voluntary savings boost. And lastly, there are unit linked insurance plans or ULIPs, which combine life insurance with investment. These are marketing instruments, but their tax exemption is only applicable if the annual premium does not exceed 2.5 lakh. ULIPs have a 5-year lock-in period, but their high fees often reduce returns, making them less competitive compared to other investment options. Now, while these options and these instruments offer safety and predictability, they are predominantly fixed income products with limited potential for real wealth creation. This is where the Roth IRA in the US stands out. It works very differently. You can contribute with after tax income, but your investments, whether in stocks, ETFs, or mutual funds, grow entirely tax free. And when you withdraw, the money, including the earnings, is tax free too. Because it's market linked, the Roth IRA allows savers to benefit from long term growth of equities. Historically, the US stock market has delivered average annual returns of around 10%. And that's a game changer compared to the fixed returns of Indian instruments. Keep in mind that the inflation in US is much lower as compared to India. Now, why does this matter? Because in India, inflation averages around 5 to 6% annually. If your PPF gives you 7.1%, your real return after adjusting for inflation is barely 1 or 2%. In some cases, it is even negative. Essentially, these schemes provide the government with cheap financing while shifting the inflation risk onto the savers. You might feel like your money is growing, but your purchasing power stays almost the same. At this point, you might wonder, well, why don't Indian investors just put their money into US markets? It's a fair question, but there are two big hurdles. First, the Indian rupee is steadily losing value against the US dollar, depreciating by about 3 to 4% every year. This makes investing in USD dominated assets more expensive over time. And second, access to US markets is limited. Mutual funds in India face regulatory caps on how much they can invest in US equities. Recently, some fund houses even stopped investments in US stocks due to these restrictions. Direct investments via the Liberalized Remittance Scheme or LRS are an option. They are costly and capped at $250,000 annually. For most Indian investors, the US market isn't as accessible as it seems. While India lacks a market linked EEE product, other countries have embraced them. The US has the Roth IRA, the UK offers the Individual Savings Account or ISA, Canada has the Tax Free Savings Account or TFSA, and Australia has superannuation funds. These instruments empower savers to grow their wealth without worrying about inflation eating away their returns. So, does India need a Roth IRA? The answer seems obvious. With high inflation, depreciating currency, and limited access to global markets, Indian savers need a market linked, tax efficient option to truly build wealth over the long term. But what do you think? Should India introduce a Roth IRA like product? Let me know in the comments below. And if you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with others. Join our Telegram group for more discussions on personal finance.